Good morning, student. In previous class, we have discussed in this first chapter of electrostatic charges and field, the electric dipole, electric field intensity due to an electric dipole, torque on an electric dipole, that we have to discuss now, and the work done on an electric dipole. So, dear student, electric dipole, let us revise these things again in a very short span of time. Electric dipole, if you take two equal and opposite charges separated by a small distance, then that constitutes an electric dipole. Now see, this electric dipole is having its own electric field, and we have calculated the electric field intensity due to an electric dipole, and then we kept that our point of observation, or we can say where we want to find the electric field. Then we have considered the two cases, that is the electric field intensity we have calculated on the axial line, and the second one we have calculated the electric field intensity on an equatorial line. So can you tell me, dear student, what is the relation between the electric field at an equatorial line and electric field at an axial line? So I think electric field on an axial line, you got this relation. I think you have got this relation on axial line. You got F is equal to, that means electric field on equatorial line, E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught twice P upon R cube. Again, here also you have kept one condition, that is when the distance is very greater than that of the dipole, length of the dipole. So you got this relation for the equatorial line, and for an axial line we got this relation for an axial line. Just a minute. That is, you can say instead of this 2p, you got only p here. 2 got cancelled in case of the equatorial line. So that are the relations between the axial line and equatorial line. So already we have discussed these things. So about the axial line and equatorial line, you see here, just I told you, instead of 2p, in case of the axial line, here only you got only a p. So what is the relation between the axial line and equatorial line? So I think the axial line, electric field at an axial line is 2 times the equatorial electric field due to an equatorial line. That was the relation between these two. That also we have written here, this relation we have written. Now let us proceed further. Our today's interesting topic. So what happens when we kept an electric dipole in an uniform electric field? What is the meaning of uniform electric field? Uniform means, here in this figure you can see all these lines are parallel to each other. So you can say when the lines are parallel to each other, then within that field everywhere you can say the electric field intensity is constant. Therefore you can say that electric field is a uniform electric field. That is another definition of electric field, uniform electric field. That is nothing but when the lines are parallel to each other, electric field lines are parallel to each other, then we can say that electric field is a uniform electric field. So in this uniform electric field, if we put a dipole, here I have taken a dipole here, you can see negative charge and positive charge separated by a small distance twice L. This constitutes a dipole. So this dipole now I have kept in uniform electric field. Then what happens? Now see, initially we have kept dipole in this particular direction. That means we have already considered a dipole has some angle theta with the electric field. So this angle is nothing but theta with the electric field. So direction of the dipole moment, here you can say in this direction the dipole moment is from negative to positive charge, that I have shown here. So that is the direction of the dipole moment. Then what happens, student, when we keep a dipole in this uniform electric field, then that time the force acting on this positive charge is given by plus QE. Now E means always you consider as a vector quantity, electric field is a vector quantity. So QE is the force acting on plus Q charge. Similarly, the force acting minus QE on this negative charge. These two forces, because you see already we have defined about the force or the relation between the electric field and force. So according to that one, on the positive charge, the force will act in the same direction of the electric field. You see here, the force is acting in the same direction of the electric field. On the other hand, if you are taking the negative charge, then the force will act opposite to the direction of the electric field. That is the difference between the force acting on positive charge and the force acting on negative charge. Now you see here, once we have gone through these things, then the next thing comes about after acting these forces, that is plus QE and minus QE. So can anybody will tell me what is the net force acting on the dipole? So I think you might have got the answer also. Net force acting on the dipole is 0 because this plus QE and minus QE, therefore the net force F net or the net force is equal to 0. What is the meaning of net force is equal to 0? Net force is equal to 0 means you have studied Newton's second law, that is F is equal to ma. If this net force is 0, then we can say that mass will never be 0. So we can say acceleration is 0. So if acceleration is equal to 0, what is the meaning of these things in another language? If you consider this dipole and this dipole is not at all accelerating, that means we can say that this dipole is not moving either in this direction or any other direction because the acceleration is 0. Now once you have proved that the acceleration is 0, that means the dipole will be there itself in the uniform electric field. If the dipole is there itself in the uniform electric field, neither accelerating in any direction, therefore something other will be there on that particular dipole. Now what happens on that? What is the condition of that electric dipole in such a situation? So I think you have got the answer of this also, because since the two forces plus QE and minus QE are acting at these two different points, and if that dipole is not accelerating, that acceleration is 0, means in this situation these two forces will make this dipole to rotate in this particular electric field or in this uniform electric field. It means that this dipole is now going to rotate, or in another language you can say that the dipole is having now a torque, the torque will be produced in this situation. Now in 11th class you have studied about the definition of torque. What is torque here? Torque is nothing but the magnitude of the either of the force into perpendicular distance. Magnitude of the either of the force. Now you see here F is equal to Q into E. Magnitude is given by F is equal to Q into E. This I have taken magnitude Q into E and the perpendicular distance. Now come to this point, the perpendicular distance. As you are having these two forces, this one force plus QE and another force minus QE, these 2 points you are having. So ultimately the perpendicular distance is this one. So you have calculated this perpendicular distance. The angle is theta here. So perpendicular distance perpendicular distance between the two forces you can find out by using the trigonometric ratio, that is you will get 2L sin theta. The value of this one is 2L sin theta, or you can say the value of this perpendicular distance is nothing but 2L sin theta. Okay, now this angle is theta, so apply sin theta, opposite side divided by hypotenuse. So we can calculate the opposite side by using hypotenuse is 2L. So ultimately you will get the magnitude of the perpendicular distance between the two forces is 2L sin theta. So that value I have put here. So ultimately you got torque is equal to Pe sine theta. So now as the torque is rotating, that means it is having a direction. So you can say that in a vector form, the torque you can write now, torque is equal to vector P cross vector E. So that you can say the cross product of two vectors, that is torque is equal to torque, that is P cross E. This is the vector form of this torque, you can say. And what about the direction of the torque? Now once again let us come to this point. One force is acting in this direction, one force is acting in this direction. That means this one is producing the torque like this. If the torque is producing like this, so you can say the direction of the torque is perpendicular. Direction of the torque is perpendicular and into the plane of the paper containing P and E. You can see in this diagram now. See here the dipole moment direction is in this direction, same I have kept here. Dipole moment direction is same. Again the direction of the electric field is in this direction, so the direction of the electric field also kept same here. Now the angle theta here in between this P and E, whatever you have considered in the initial case. So that theta, now this dipole is now having the turning effect in this direction. That means you have to move from P to E. P to E. So if you are moving P to E, then what will be the direction of the torque? So you can easily find out the direction of the torque like this. If you kept here a screw, and if you rotate that screw with the right hand, then in which direction that screw will advance after rotating now depends on the rotation. Here in this case you can rotate from P to E, or you can rotate from E to P. But as already I have told you that the torque will having in a clockwise direction, in this direction you can say, therefore you have to rotate like this only, that screw, right hand screw. So that screw, when you are rotating, in that time that screw advances into the plane of the paper. So you can say if I will hold here that screw and if I will rotate that one, then it will move into the plane of the paper. That means the direction of the torque is here perpendicular to P and E, and it is into the plane of the paper. This is the direction of the, you can say, torque in this particular case. Now here the SI unit of torque is Newton meter. Again I have told here the SI unit of torque is Newton meter. Now we will have to consider the different cases here. What is the case first? Now if you are having a dipole and if theta is 0, if theta is 0, then you can say by using this equation sine 0 is 0, therefore torque will be 0. It means that if the torque is like this, that means aligning in the direction of the electric field, that time theta will be equal to 0. So we can say that the torque will be minimum. That means in case of minimum torque, the torque will align itself in the direction of the electric field, making an angle theta is equal to 0. That is the first case. Now the second case. If I hold this dipole perpendicular, then you can see the force acting on this charge, here the plus q and here minus q, the force will be in this direction and another force will be in this direction. So you can consider here this one with correlation with the very simple thing. If you hold a straight stick or pen and if you rotate that one in this particular direction like this, if you rotate like this, then you can say that the torque always try to come to the equilibrium condition, or you can say it will always try to align in the direction of the electric field. It means that in the perpendicular situation the force acting will be maximum, therefore you can say that the torque will be maximum in this particular case, and that torque will be equal to, maximum means what, theta is equal to 90, therefore sine 90 is equal to 1, so torque will be PE, that is maximum torque. And you can also analyze these things when you will hold anything perpendicular to the electric field or some field, then the maximum force will be in the perpendicular position only. So here the torque will be maximum and its value will be PE, because sine 90 is, you can say, 1. This is the second case when you hold the dipole perpendicular to the electric field. Now the third case. when theta is equal to 180. Now when theta is equal to 180, then you can say that sine 180 is again 0, therefore the torque will be again 0. So if you make this theta from here to here 180 degree, then again you can say the torque will be 0, or the same case as you got in the first case here. So case 1 and case 3rd will be the similar case only when the dipole is held perpendicular to the electric field. Then in that case you will get the maximum value of the torque, that is equal to PE. So these are the 3 different cases in case of the situation. Now you see here we have considered the angle theta, that is 0, 90 and 180. So you can calculate the value for other angle also by keeping the dipole in that particular angle with the electric field, but the maximum value and the minimum value you will get in these 2 cases only. So ultimately you can say that the torque always try to align in the direction of the electric field, and the maximum torque will be there when it is perpendicular to the direction of the electric field. Now let us proceed further. Now we have to calculate the work done on an electric dipole in electric field. That means what you have to do here? Suppose electric field lines you are having, which you have shown here. Then if you hold the torque, then the torque will always try to align itself in the direction of the electric field. Now suppose the torque is like this initially, minus q and plus q, because already it has set in the direction of the electric field or align in the direction of the electric field. Now if you want to rotate this dipole, it means that you have to rotate this dipole by doing like this or applying the force like this. So it will set the position like this. That means you are applying some force against the force in which the dipole is trying to itself to be in align in the direction of the electric field. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड के डायरेक्शन में जो डायपोल अपने आप सेट करना चाहता है, आप उसको कुछ अलग डायरेक्शन में पुट करना चाहते हो. सो दैट डायरेक्शन आई हैव शोन हियर. आपको ये जो डायपोल है इस डायरेक्शन में रखना चाहते हो. तो इस डायरेक्शन में if you want to put the dipole in this direction, then you have to do some external work. So you have to do the external work, and then you hold this dipole in this field, because once you will release, अगर इस डायपोल को आप रिलीज कर देते हो तो आगे नो इस डायरेक्शन में आ जाएगा, in the direction of the electric field. So in this situation, if you want to hold the dipole then in the electric field, or you can say in the uniform electric field, then you have to do some work. अब देखिए, जब ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड में अगर आप किसी ऑब्जेक्ट को अगर आप ग्राउंड सरफेस से कुछ हाइट तक लेके जाते हो तो उस वक्त उसमें क्या होता है, पोटेंशियल एनर्जी स्टोर होती है. क्यों? क्योंकि आपने जो वर्क डन किया वो अगेंस्ट द ग्रेविटी किया. अगर आप उसको छोड़ देंगे तो वो तुरंत अर्थ की सरफेस की ओर चला जाएगा. वैसी कंडीशन यहाँ पे, अगर यहाँ पे आपने डायपोल पहले अपने आप को इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड के डायरेक्शन में सेट करना चाहता है, लेकिन आपको इस डायपोल को कुछ और डायरेक्शन में लेके जाना है, मतलब यह आपको उसको रोटेट करके यहाँ इस डायरेक्शन में लाना है. तो क्या है, आपको जो फोर्स यहाँ पे इधर अप्लाई हो रहे हैं, आपको इस डायरेक्शन में फोर्स अप्लाई करना है. अगर आप इस डायरेक्शन में फोर्स अप्लाई करते हो, एक इस पॉइंट में इधर और इस पॉइंट में इधर, अब इसका कंपैरिजन आप एक स्टिक को अगर रोटेट कर रहे हैं ऐसा कंसिडर कर लीजिए, या तो मान लीजिए कोई एक व्हील है उसको आप रोटेट करते हो ऐसा मान लीजिए. सो इन दिस सिचुएशन यू हैव टू रोटेट द डायपोल फ्रॉम दिस इट्स यू कैन से इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन to the another condition, another situation. So if you are rotated the dipole, then you have to do some external work. और मैंने पहले भी कहा है कि एक्सटर्नल वर्क आपको तभी करना पड़ता है जब वहाँ पे कोई फोर्स वहाँ पे अप्लाई कर रहा है, और उस फोर्स के अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में ही आपको वर्क करना पड़ता है उस ऑब्जेक्ट पे. चाहे आप ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड में आप एक्सेलरेशन जो फोर्स है ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स, उसके अगेंस्ट में आपको काम करना पड़ेगा, तब जाके आप ऑब्जेक्ट को उठा के किसी एक सरफेस के सर्टेन हाइट पर लेके जाओगे. अगर उसको छोड़ देंगे तो ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स आपका काम करके दिखाएगा. वैसे यहाँ पर भी अगर आप इस डायपोल को छोड़ देंगे तो अपना काम करके दिखाएगा, वो इस डायरेक्शन में सेट करके दिखाएगा. आई थिंक अभी बच्चों आपको समझ में आया होगा कि एग्जैक्टली वर्क डन मतलब क्या होता है। वर्क डन की डेफिनेशन बात अलग है, लेकिन वर्क डन के लिए आपको कुछ भी फोर्स वहाँ पे, कोई भी फोर्स अगर वहाँ पे एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है तो उसके अगेंस्ट में आपको जो भी आप काम करोगे, आपको कुछ भी करना है तो उस वक्त आपको वर्क करना पड़ेगा। अगर उसी डायरेक्शन में आप वर्क नहीं करना है, मान लीजिए ऐसे डायपोल छोड़ दिया आपने तो डायपोल अपने आप ही इधर आ जाएगा इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, उस वक्त आपको काम करने की जरूरत नहीं है। अंडरस्टूड? सो लेट अस नाउ सी दिस सिचुएशन। नाउ the dipole I have rotated through this angle. Initially, suppose I have taken the dipole is like this. Consider the previous case. That angle is suppose theta 1. And if I want to rotate this one in this direction from theta 1 to theta 2. So small work done I have to consider. Then I will consider the different cases. That means कहाँ से कहाँ तक रोटेट करना है। तो इसीलिए थीटा 1 थीटा 2 आई विल कंसिडर। उसके बाद में आप थीटा 1 की वैल्यू और थीटा 2 की वैल्यू आप अपने आप डाल दीजिए, जो भी आपको डालना है। तो यहाँ थीटा 1 सपोज इनिशियली द डायपोल इज लाइक दिस मेकिंग एन एंगल थीटा 1 जस्ट इन द प्रीवियस डायग्राम, वट एवर द डायग्राम आई हैव ड्रॉन अबाउट द डायपोल। नाउ आई हैव रोटेटेड इन दिस डायरेक्शन। अब यहाँ से यहाँ तक अगर लेके जा रहा हूँ तो इसका मतलब है कि मुझे वहाँ पे कुछ वर्क करना पड़ा, क्योंकि डायपोल इधर आना चाहता है और मुझे इधर लेके जाना है। That means I have to do the work. So that small work done is nothing but dw is equal to torque into d theta. अब d theta क्या है? ये जो स्मॉल एंगल रहेगा that angle is d theta, क्योंकि आपने बहुत ही छोटे एंगल से उसको इस डायरेक्शन में लेके गए, इसलिए that angle is d theta and that work done is small, therefore that work done is dw. So dw is equal to torque into d theta. Now what is the value of torque here? Already we have calculated the value of torque. Torque is equal to PE sin theta. So dw is equal to PE sin theta d theta. So if now I want to calculate the total work done, कि आप कहाँ से कहाँ उसको रोटेट कर रहे हो, डिपेंड्स करता है आपके ऊपर कि आप इनिशियल एंगल क्या रखते हो और फाइनल एंगल क्या रखते हो। अगर आप इनिशियली उसको परपेंडिकुलर रखते हो तो फाइनल एंगल वो कहाँ तक आएगा वो देखना है। अगर आप इनिशियली एंगल 30 डिग्री रखते हो तो फाइनल एंगल आप कुछ कहाँ पे आता है वो आपको कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो। तो इसीलिए मैं यहाँ पे टोटल वर्क डन W इज इक्वल टू थीटा 1 टू थीटा 2 लेता हूँ। थीटा 1 इज द इनिशियल एंगल एंड थीटा 2 इज द फाइनल एंगल। therefore in integration from theta 1 to theta 2 PE sin theta d theta. So the integration of sin theta is, you can say, calculating this value minus cos theta and putting the upper limit and lower limit, you will get work done, total work done is equal to PE cos theta minus sin theta. Okay, now this is the value we have calculated the total work done. Now if the potential energy is arbitrarily taken 0, then the dipole is at 90 degree. Then potential energy in rotating the dipole and including at an angle theta is potential energy U is equal to PE cos theta. अब ये कैसे आया देखो, PE cos theta। मान लीजिए थीटा 1 मैं यहाँ पे कंसिडर करता हूँ 90 और थीटा 2 इज इक्वल टू थीटा। मतलब इनिशियली द डायपोल हैज ओरिएंटेड एट एन एंगल ऑफ 90 डिग्री एंड ब्रॉट टू सम एंगल थीटा। सो थीटा 1 90 डिग्री, so I can say cos 90 is 0 and theta 2 is equal to theta, so that is minus cos theta 2 is equal to minus cos theta, because theta 2 if you are keeping theta, then ultimately this will get cancelled. So you will get W is equal to PE into bracket minus cos theta. So you will get that W is equal to minus PE cos theta, or that will be stored as a potential energy which is given by U is equal to minus PE cos theta. I think you got the idea, or this particular step, clarification of this step, how you got the potential energy is equal to minus PE cos theta. Because if you take here, put here the value initially, theta 1 is equal to 90, that means the dipole is perpendicular to the direction of the electric field, and then it has brought to some another angle, that is theta 2 is equal to theta, then the potential energy will be stored here. Like now you see case first. So if theta is equal to 0, if theta is equal to 0, अब theta is equal to 0 मतलब क्या हुआ, theta 2 is equal to 0 फाइनल एंगल। अगर ये 90 से लेके थीटा इज इक्वल टू 0 पे आता है, इसका मतलब हो गया u इज इक्वल टू माइनस पी ई, दैट इज स्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन. So that is the case of stable equilibrium condition, that is theta is equal to 0. Now in second case, if theta is equal to 90 degree, if theta is equal to 90 degree, then potential energy will be 0. So we can say that when you brought the dipole perpendicular to the direction of the electric field, then we can say that this force QE and minus QE acting on these 2 points will make an effect which is equal to, there will be net work done will be 0. Therefore you can say the potential energy stored U is equal to 0 in this case. Now third case, when theta is equal to 180 degree, when theta is equal to 180 degree, then we can say that the U is equal to PE, or that is the unstable equilibrium. That is the case of unstable equilibrium. So we can say unstable मतलब क्या है, वो stable होना चाहता है, दैट इज द मीन्स अनस्टेबल. तो इधर से वो यहाँ से ऐसा होके इधर आएगा, मतलब ये हो गया स्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम, एक हो गया आपका पोटेंशियल एनर्जी 0, एंड थर्ड वन इज द अनस्टेबल इक्विलिब्रियम. दीज आर द केसेस, दीज आर द थिंग्स विच यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड अबाउट द वर्क डन इन द डाइपोल. तो मुझे लगता है बच्चों कि आज आपको इस बारे में पता चला होगा कि एग्जैक्टली यहाँ पे टार्क जो होता है वो किस तरीके से एक्ट करता है, और उसके बाद में उसका रिलेशन जो है टार्क इज इक्वल टू पी साइन थीटा और टार्क इज इक्वल टू पी क्रॉस थीटा. देन हाउ यू हैव कैलकुलेटेड द वैल्यू ऑफ द टार्क, टार्क की वैल्यू कैसे कैलकुलेट की जाती है, और उसके बाद में उसके 3 केसेस जो है वो हमने डील किए कि टार्क मैक्सिमम और मिनिमम कब होता है. सो after that one we have discussed about the work done on an electric dipole in uniform electric field. So इसके लिए भी हमने अभी पूरा डिटेल में जानकारी ली है, और उसके बाद उसके तीनों केस कंसिडर किए. ध्यान में रखिए यहाँ पे कि थीटा 1 और थीटा 2 आपको समझने में थोड़ा सा दिक्कत होता है कि एग्जैक्टली क्या होता है थीटा 1 थीटा 2. तो आप इसको जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे आपको एक्सप्लेन किया उस तरीके से आप यहाँ पे ट्राई कीजिए, और उसके बाद इस कंसेप्ट को समझने की कोशिश कीजिए. और उसके बाद में हमने जो भी कंडीशंस यहाँ पे डाली, ये जो भी कंडीशंस किए वो इस एंगल के लिए किए, कॉस थीटा माइनस पी कॉस थीटा, और यू कैन से दिस ये इस इक्वेशन के लिए हमने किए. इसलिए थीटा कैसे आया, तो यहाँ से आया, और यहाँ हमने क्या कंसिडर किया था वो भी आपको अच्छी तरीके से अभी पता चला होगा. सो आई थिंक in today's lecture we have got our last point related with this electric dipole. अभी इसके अलावा इलेक्ट्रिक डायपोल जो होता है आपने एक्सियल लाइन पर रखा, आपने इक्वेटोरियल लाइन पे रखा, आपने यूनिफॉर्म इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड में रखा. अब अभी आप इलेक्ट्रिक डायपोल जो पॉइंट आप लेना चाहते हो, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड जहाँ पे आपको कैलकुलेट करनी है, वो आप कहीं पर भी ले सकते हो, यू कैन टेक एनीवेयर. उसके लिए भी आपको एक डेरिवेशन है, तो मैं चाहूँगा कि वो डेरिवेशन हम अगली क्लास में डिस्कस करेंगे. लेकिन अभी इस क्लास में जो भी डिस्कस किया हुआ है वो आप अच्छी तरीके से समझ गए होंगे, और उसको आप अच्छी तरीके से याद करो और इसके नोट्स बनाओ. और उसके बाद यहाँ पे फार्मूला देखिए, जब हम कोई भी फार्मूला डिराइव करते हैं तो उस वक्त जो भी यहाँ पे फिगर हो या सिचुएशन हो, यहाँ पे उसको कंसिडर करते हैं. उस फिगर में, उस सिचुएशन में हम जो चीज़ इस्तेमाल करते हैं वही उस फार्मूले में आती है. ये तो बहुत ही सिंपल है. तो जब आपको इस तरीके से क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है या कोई भी न्यूमेरिकल इसके ऊपर आते हैं, तो पहले आप फार्मूला इस्तेमाल करते वक्त उस फार्मूले में जो भी टर्मिनोलॉजी या जो भी वहाँ पे यूज़ किया गया है, चाहे वो थीटा 1 थीटा 2 हो, चाहे फिर अनदर टर्म कुछ भी हो, वो आई कैसे वहाँ पे, वो इम्पॉर्टेंट है. और उसके बाद में फिर आपको कंसेप्ट लगाना है. होता क्या है कि बच्चे यहाँ पे जो भी वैल्यूज़ आप यहाँ पे यूज़ करते हो या जो भी वैल्यू आती है वो कैसे आती है, कहाँ से आती है, वो आपको अच्छी तरीके से पता होना चाहिए, और तभी आप कोई भी न्यूमेरिकल यहाँ पे सॉल्व कर सकते हो. ठीक है, जैसे कि यहाँ पे थीटा 1 और थीटा 2, तो भाई थीटा 1 आपने क्या माना, थीटा 2 आपने क्या माना कि जिसकी वजह से आपको ये इक्वेशन आया हुआ है, ये आपको अच्छी तरीके से समझना है. सो आई थिंक you have understood all these things in this particular topic, and the next topic we will discuss in the next period. Till that, you try to understand and try to clear all these things, or write all these things related with this topic, and write down in your copy these two topics. Till the next period, I think you study about this particular topic. So till that, Goodbye.